Background music.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Alright, now. Okay, so
Right. Right.
okay. Yes, we're back. And welcome to Honey in Your Coffee. Hi, Kimmy.
Hello, Kimmy.
And I am Yashi.
And I'm D House.
Okay. And I know you have missed us. We have missed you all. Oh my gosh. COVID.
Right. Can we all say 2020?
Right. How was your 2020, Kimmy? If you can see us. But however,
can you hear us?
Yeah, please let us know if you can hear us as well. Can she? Okay. Well, hopefully.
No, we're live on that one.
Yeah, both of them. So, yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so starting off, I know it has been a while since we have been on the show, and we've been coveting. I'm going to make up a new word today as well. Excuse me. We are not a political show.
Right.
We are not a religious show. Right. We are we like to focus on bettering and strengthening our internal so that our external can reflect that. Mm-hmm. And we can help each other create our own reality, as well as talk about things to help us to ascend to a higher place and level within ourselves. In the external world, if we let that distract us, we break down emotionally. Right. And we can't be good for anyone around us, even ourselves, if we are going to be distracted by everything happening, because there are triggers every day. Right. And in saying so, we still would like to give our condolences. Absolutely. To Miss Micaiah Bryant, her and her family. Yes. At the tender age of 16. But like my sister was saying, it's very easy to get caught up in, I call it trauma porn, where you want to see the gory and everything. It's hard to say that you're solution based if you're always peddling in the problems. Yes. So that's why we tend to try not to exactly. Yeah. It's all about the solutions. Right. If we can bring solutions to the table, then we can discuss it. Right. Otherwise, we just don't want to add some more triggers. Right. Cool. Okay. Thank you. And check out these cool earrings. Okay. What I say? Courtesy of this. Okay. See, I wasn't gonna say anything. Got me flinging over here. Right. And if you can't read it, it says educated, conscious, and fly. Okay. Thank you. Look, 2 snaps. I want 2 snaps and a circle. Okay, good. But shout out to the wings. Right. Definitely copyright. So yeah, like 2020 was. Oh my God! How was your 2020? The best way to describe it is my daughter. We Thanksgiving dinner. And we went around the table asking what we usually do. What are you grateful for? And what was 2020 for you? And so at that time, my 12-year-old, I think she took about a 30-second, maybe 20-second pause. And she said, it was negatively positive. I don't know, right? And that thing has stuck with me ever since she said that. Right. Now I had to think about that. Like, it was negative, but it was positive, because one thing about it, it forced you to deal with you. Oh gosh. And so with all that negativity that was on the outside, because we were at a place that we were forced
mentally, spiritually, emotionally to just be with us and deal with us. You couldn't depend on the fallacies of, oh, hey, I got my sis this weekend, so I'm gonna allow her to distract me from myself, and we're just gonna go have fun. You didn't have that.
Right.
You didn't have that.
Right. And everybody was in the house.
Right. Right.
Social distancing. Unfortunately, I do have to say that a lot of tragedy came from that. A lot of people couldn't handle the pressure of it. So, condolences as well to those who lost a lot of loved ones during COVID. And it's really been hard on a lot of people. And it has really hit home for a lot of people. So I just want to put that out there.
Because solitary does something to the human psyche. It because we were not designed to really be alone. And we were designed to have human interaction. But I think, okay, so for example, what I have discovered in 2020, and me and my sister was just talking about this, is I have a lot of allergies.
Everything, y'all.
Peanuts, corn, wheat, not gluten, but wheat. Plantains. I mean, why of all things? Just plantains. Just randomly out there. Plantains, trees. Trees, grass, dogs that shed.
Did y'all hear those trees and grass?
Ooh. So, in the midst of all, I don't even forgot what I was about to say because I'm just
the discovery, the self-discovery.
So, I am discovered that I should be in the house secluded, in isolation. But even in the midst of that, you learn to adapt.
Yeah.
And you learn to do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can go one path and be negative and say, you know what, well, just bump it. I won't do anything. And I'm a pout. And my way of pouting is, well, either I'm an overindulge, or I'm going to go completely opposite where I'm going to starve myself. And I'm speaking spiritual. Now, again, we don't do religion.
Say that.
So let's also put this out here. Spirituality and religion are two different things.
Yes.
So, but speaking spiritually, I had to learn, okay, in this time of discovery, what are you going to do? What have you figured out your path is? What is working for you? What is not working for you? And are you grown enough to admit what it was that you was doing wrong and make the change?
Yes. Wow. Okay. Yes. Say that again. Are you grown enough? Okay. Did y'all hear that? Grown enough.
I didn't ask your age.
Okay. Because I want to tell you, I have been through so many changes in this past year, and I'm not afraid to admit it, but because I know why, and I'm okay with that, but this time it was different. It was so different that normally I go through different hermit phases, but this one I had to disconnect from everyone. Ooh. And when I say everyone, I'm talking about even sis.
Yes.
That was hard. She doesn't know how hard it was for me, but in this place, I had to acknowledge myself. I had to be real with myself. I had to admit the grown things to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all of that. I couldn't.
Sorry, fam.
In order for me to align myself with my purpose and my truth, I had to start with being truthful with myself first. And that was not hard. It was the test that kept being thrown in my face, like moment after moment, second after second. As soon as I think I've gotten over one thing, it was something else.
Right.
It was something else.
Right.
And it was each time the test just got more real and more real. And to the point that, y'all, I found myself in a situation that I did not think I would be in at my age. And I really don't want to go into details about it, but let's just say, don't knock at the door if you're not ready. Period. Because I stay ready. I'm just saying. With everything that came my way, I shocked myself. I handled it pretty well, I think. I did.
She really did. And I will say, when she finally came around and knocked at my door, I mean, I was just in tears like, girl, don't you ever scare me like that. But then, okay, so we're still talking about self-discovery.
Yeah.
And hey, Facebook fam, on my page there, just a little sneak peek. We're back. Honey in your coffee. Just wanted to give you guys a taste so you can jump over to our page on Facebook and then you can follow us there. But even dealing with, again, so we're still talking about self-discovery. And after she told me what had happened and what was going on, I thought how beautiful that was. But then I thought about also, how selfish am I?
No.
I mean, because you think about it, and we don't. Again, it's if you're going to be real, you're going to be all the way out there. You're going to be grown enough to do what you have to do and be honest with yourself first. But even in the midst of it, and I'm not saying, sometimes being selfish is not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But where's my sister? And something happened to me, and I can't call her. And but listen to what I'm saying is it's the I.
Yeah.
I need you.
Yeah.
I need someone to call. I need something. And all the while, my inner man is saying something, but why? You feel her presence, so she's okay.
Right? I'm gonna keep that
right.
all over you.
So she's okay. So what is it that you're really panicking for? Is it your sense of familiarity? Is it yourself? Is it your sense of comfortability that you feel with this person? And whatever it is that you're feeling with her, is it something that you feel that you're lacking within yourself, that you can't meditate yourself and get yourself to the same place that you need to be when you was in her presence? That's selfishness.
Look, y'all, this is so authentic when I tell you, because we did not plan this conversation.
No.
We just decided that we've been away for a while. We're going to come and give y'all the openness. Right. And this is my first time hearing this.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to lie, I felt guilty. And I always feel guilty when I have to do for me. Right. But this time I had to actually force myself. But I was like, because I could hear you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
and I know you could. Right. And I'm like, I know you can hear me, sis. Where are you? I'm like, and then I would have my other sis. She would call, hey, have you heard from your sister? I'm like, no. Like, I can't find her anywhere. And I'm like, and at one point I actually started panicking, like, oh my God, what did I do anything? But again, it's part of that. And maybe selfishness is not the right word, but it could be very well just that. It's like, I want you around because it makes me feel comfortable. That I know, and maybe it's even control, because I have realized in 2020, there's a level of control that I like in those spaces that are close to me. Okay. And that has to do with fear. Go ahead.
I'm telling y'all, so I'm getting the juice to y'all. Like, sometimes we do a pregame, but we did not pregame on this. Right. So I am hearing this for the first time, and oh my gosh, are we going up? Yes. I was like, oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. That is a big thing, y'all. Yes. Y'all don't understand. Like, that's a big thing. Yes. Because I'm always talking about the illusion of control. Right. And this is what I tell everybody in my circle around me, like, all the time. But if you don't see it for yourself, nobody can tell you you're controlling. Right. And that was one of the things that I kept running into in 2020. Controlling people. Right. Not only in 2020, though, that's kind of been my life story. Right. So in 2020, for me, it was like, so what you gonna do? Are you gonna let these people keep putting their expectations on you? Right. Or are you going to go and get your sanity? Right. And I chose my sanity. Right. I chose myself. And in the midst of it, I had to fight not to feel guilty of feeling like I'm abandoning everyone. Right. But I knew that I had to pick up that security within myself for myself. Right. Right. But right, because anyone that knows her knows that she's selfless. She's a tiger and a beast, but she is selfless. And so, thank you. I can't stand her, girl. But anyway, But so it was the fact when she told me what she needed for her, and for her to tell me, she said, sis, this was the very first time that I couldn't see my path. Right. That was huge for me. It was like, and let me put this out here. I don't believe, and maybe I was, because I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but I don't believe that I was one that was very taxing on her, or that felt like I was, or made her feel like I was controlling. So don't feel it like that. But I will say this in the
full disclosure of honesty, what we discover about ourselves often is for us and no one else.
Yes, right.
You know, whether you feel it on a slight scale or you feel it on a large scale, whatever it is, if it's in there, it's going to bubble up. Mm-hmm. And the question is, when it bubbles up, what are you going to do with it? You can suppress it, you can push it away, or you can push it off on other people. But however you choose to handle that has more to do with you than anybody else. Right. So I'm just putting that out there because I don't control myself. I couldn't anyway. No.
That is so funny because everyone that has ever tried to control me, like, I'm the kind of person, I have so much patience. Mm-hmm. I'll even let you think you're getting away with something.
Right.
But the moment that I get to the point of uncomfortability or I just can't take it anymore, mm-hmm. you're going to see that shift. You're going to see that switch. And everybody that knows me knows I will exit.
Right.
Quickly.
Right.
It makes no sense. It's like, why try to control someone else when we have the hardest time trying to control ourselves?
Right.
We have the hardest time trying to get our own lives organized and balanced. And so why? Like, I don't get it. Like you said, is it for selfish reasons?
Right.
But sometimes people call that love.
Woo, you stepping off in it right now.
I'm serious. People, they call that love.
You're right. You're
but
right.
Is that truly love? You know,
what I heard on the radio yesterday that many people have mistaken how do they put it? They have mistaken a certain level of it's a certain I can't it'll come back to me, but the way that they put it was like I never thought about it like that. Is you're getting this certain sensation from a person and you equate that with love, but it really isn't love. And I'm not even talking about lust. I'm not even talking about infatuation. It's a certain level of expectation that you've put on out there to the community, to the world, to whoever, to this other person that you're dealing with, that the minute they give you a resemblance of what it is that you feel like you may want, you're in love.
Yeah.
This got to be it.
Yes.
It resembles something that I was hoping for to happen somewhere down the line. And now that I think that's where it's going, I'll take it and I'll receive it as love.
Right. And that's in friendships. That's in any time a person can identify is what she's saying.
Right.
If I can identify my love in someone else, then immediately that person must be for me is how that sounds to me.
Right.
You know, but then people lack the love within themselves sometimes. So then that love that they identify with is more like I can control this person.
Right.
And for the life of me, I don't get why people think they control me again. Like, I hate to keep saying that, but that keeps coming up. Like, that was my whole 2020.
Right.
Like, she's not going anywhere.
Right.
She's always going to be here for us. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just, and I was just like, no.
Right.
I'm going to be here for myself.
Right.
I mean, it went as far as like, I changed my phone number, you guys. I had that same phone number for like 8 years.
And she didn't tell me.
Do you hear me? Like, nobody though. Mm-hmm. Nobody. No, I'm serious.
That's that controlling part. I'll wait.
Right. You think it was controlling?
No, I'm talking about on my part.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but even with that, there was a level of control because you controlled your area and your space and who had access to you. That definitely was control.
Yes, this is true.
And again, it's when we talk, it's not necessarily what's right, what's wrong, what's bad, what's good, because all of that is based on your perception.
Mm-hmm, definitely,
and it's based on how you use. So it's like having knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing. Wisdom is how you apply what you know.
Exactly.
So it's not necessarily a bad, good, evil, any of that. It was just what she needed at that time. And that was a level of control to control her environment for what she needed to go through. Mm-hmm. And what she needed to grow through.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that better.
Yes.
Because I definitely grew.
Yes.
So how was y'all's 2020? Like, drop a line or a word or two. And
hey, Mr. Ty.
Let us know
Mr. Brian.
You know, what was enlightening in your 2020? Like, what
hey, Miss Leslie.
Learn or see or your self-discovery? It could just be one word, you know, but everybody has that one word because 2020 worked on all of us.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, just wanted to like talk about that and how the social distancing thing is when people did start coming back outside. Were they crazy or what?
So everyone knows I work in retail. Oh my God.
Like, did you? I mean, like somebody said that a waitress slapped a lady because she came into the restaurant without her mask on. Slapped her. Okay.
Wow.
Talk about crazy in control.
But now you have the flip side. I have literally seen people with my own eyes. This one guy came into my place of employment, and it was almost as if, because all of us were wearing masks, one, our company forces us to wear a mask, and that's fine. But his look of disgust, like, you're not going to impinge upon my constitutional right not to wear a mask. I was like, sir, nobody said anything to you. You know, do what you do. But his look and his attitude instantly was like,
the armor up.
Right. Like, why do you have on a mask? I didn't ask you why you don't have on one. It's none of your business because I want to, you know.
Right.
But you find all kinds on both sides of the field. Both sides of the field.
That brings about a question in my mind. How many people out there feel like, somebody answer this question for real. How many people feel like wearing the mask is against your constitutional expression or your constitutional rights? I just want to know. I don't want to get like majorly deep into it, but just drop a line. Like, do you feel like in Rome, do what the Romans do? Or do you feel like our rights have been infringed upon by being forced to wear these masks? I just want to hear somebody's input on that real quick. So yeah. But yeah. So just a new world.
It is. And I really believe with everything that's going on in the climate, everything that's happening, I don't think we'll ever really be the same again.
Definitely not.
Which I think is a great thing.
Yep, I do.
Because again, not even talking about the political world, none of that. I think just what has happened for us mentally and emotionally. I think it has placed a level of accountability on a lot of us that we did not have before.
Right. Now, I called 2020 the purge, and I meant that on so many levels, but when you bring it to a personal level, it was a spiritual purge as well. And the purging, what Sis is saying, what I'm gathering, what you're saying is, no one is going to look at their life the same again. But the thing of it is what do you do from here moving forward? Right. How are you going? Like, what are your strategies to rebuild? Because the way we make money in the old world, it's not going to be the same way. The way we communicate with each other, it's not going to be the same way. A lot of things that we thought were the norm, which I'm so glad it's over. And the whole petty thing that everybody was doing, I think it was like 2019, where being petty was highlighted. It was a fad. It was, oh God, that annoyed me so much. It's like everybody took for the past few years something negative, and made it a good thing, made it a fad to follow. That's not going to work. Moving into the new world. Moving into the new world is going to be based upon how you vibrate, your ascension. And if you are not right with yourself, if your ascension is not aligned, then you can't blame anyone for your lacking. Period. You're either going to be in a space of abundance or a space of lack. There's no in between. So this is why the purge is so important, because you have to let go of all the old baggage. Period. There are no more excuses, people. Period. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, seriously. Brian said, first of all, you're allowing a piece of paper to give you rights. That's my brother, you all. Controversial, but he makes so much sense. I know he's saying that. But that'll be a whole nother show by itself. He's so stupid. He said, if you have your mask on, why do you need mine?
I get that too.
Look, that's that war. Right. But also, I would like to share with everybody, if y'all can share with us some of the things that has kept you balanced in 2020, coming into 2021. Like, How were you able to keep yourself together? What techniques did you use? Because it's not over.
Right.
We could have to go into another quarantine or whatever we may face in the future, but
Right.
this is the time to actually help each other
Right.
to come out of this
Right.
emotional rut. This spiritual warfare is serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's big, and a lot of people cannot fight it on their
Right.
own. Domestic violence went up heavily.
Right.
Killings,
Right.
everything
Right.
is trauma everywhere you look. So to share with each other some of the techniques that you've used. So for me, I would have to say to remind myself who I was
Mm.
through this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what came at me, I was still able to see myself.
Right.
And that kept
Right.
me from veering away from into spending my energy in the wrong places.
Right. Right.
That was really important because energy is currency.
Right.
And where you put your energy, you can rest assured it definitely is going to come back.
Right.
It's gonna come back, and how you
Right.
spend it,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's the energy that you're gonna create from.
Right.
And I didn't want anything muddling my creation.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So it's like I had to remind myself of who I was, get to myself,
Mm-hmm.
hear myself clearly.
Right.
And I know that may not be for everybody. I'm like one of those self people, But what did you all do?
Gun said, "Put myself first." Absolutely.
That's another put yourself. That's exactly
Right.
what I'm saying.
Right.
I feel like now is the time that you can take care of family, you can take care of everything.
Right.
But if you forget self during this phase,
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wash away in the current.
Right.
That's just how I feel at this point because I was pushed,
Right.
forced,
Right.
to put myself 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So anything other than that was direct spirit letting me know, all right now,
right,
keep neglecting you.
and mind you, that's even talking about our children, like she said, family is
right. Everything
it's getting to a place where you are aware of your path, where you're going, who you are, because so many people, who they want to be and who they desire to be, has nothing to do with who they really are.
Oh, gosh.
And the facade that they keep covered over their eyes won't allow them to see that there's this huge gap in between.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 2020, like I said, is one of those times of self-discovery that made you realize you're not as bad, big, good, none of that as you thought you was.
You know what? There's social distancing, that gap in between.
Yep.
So that's your personal space,
right
there, and
right.
So
right.
you had no choice but to feel your own vibration,
right,
right, like
right. Which I think that's why so much violence, and it was
right.
so much. It was just so much craziness last year because of that.
Ooh. Great, Kimmy. Like that's like.
I will
wait
take
a minute,
that down.
hold on.
Yes.
Where's my effect machine? Because we had the cloud. Kimmy saying, "Let go of my ego." Oh my gosh, that should be number one on everybody's list. For real, for real. Like that was saving grace for me. Mm-hmm. I'm so serious. I had already started on that path, right, probably like 2 years prior to that, but it was really, really tested in 2020. Mm-hmm. And man, I don't think I would have made it out of 2020 if I still had my ego in the way.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like that's for real, for real.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Yes.
That ego. Again, it's not bad. It's not good, because ego does have a purpose, and part of ego's purpose and its drive is for your is it protection? That's not really the word, but it is part of protection. Yeah. I get that, but too much of anything, right, is not good for you.
Bryant, my brother, he has this thing. It's like he always says that 1% of ego. Yeah, 1% would trip you up, even that 1%. But you need that 1%.
You need that 1%.
Even if it's 2%,
that's gonna get you.
Right, that's 2%. But hold on to that 1%. Right. But do not allow it to make you not, take
because
again, distract you.
That's right. Because again, you have dominion over it, not over you. Yeah. It is for your protection. It's no different than you being and your majesty and your royalty and your subjects are coming up to you. When ego is needed, you call it. When it's not, you send it away.
Right.
No different.
Right.
I like that though, Gun. Thank you. Yes.
That's my friend Kimmy. We met in college.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
Kimmy.
I've known her forever. Well, excuse me, Kimmy Young, because she's an adult now.
Excuse me, Kimmy Young. Thank you. I see the love. Yes.
But we weren't like making it a long video tonight, you guys. We just want to like check in and show some love.
Since it's been such a long time.
It has been a while, and we can get some good topics going again.
Yes.
And welcome into 2021, everybody.
Thank you.
Like, thank you all for all of the support. I'm so serious because I have had so much support in this past year. It made my heart so warm because for the first time, I didn't feel like I had to do it all by myself. And that was just so amazing. Even if it was just, I'm checking on you, or you, whatever, a word of encouragement, even if, it was beautiful, and I took that really got me through a lot of this year, and last year and everything when I went into my own little world.
Right.
But, I just want to say, oh, and wait a minute. Happy birthday, Sarah! How old is Sarah this year?
20. Oh, hold on. I just thought about it. She may not want to know.
Oh,
because she put on her Facebook page 20 something.
Like she's old.
These people be killing me. Girl,
but happy birthday, Sarah Pooh. Sarah is my sister's second oldest. So we just want to say shout outs to the Tauruses.
Right.
Woo-woo. And the twins' birthday next week.
Yes. So all these Tauruses, pray for me.
Moni and Tyler, happy birthday.
Oh, he's getting a mustache. Well, it's a little thin line, but don't tell him. It's a mustache. Yes.
Right.
That's what he said, a mustache.
Right. But so you can communicate with us. We're back. And let us know if there's some topics that you would like for us to talk about and cover.
Because we're ready. Yes.
Right. We're here, everybody. And
everybody got to get a little sip on every now and then.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's not tea or coffee in these cups, y'all.
Ooh, you see the eyes, don't you?
But we love you guys. And we'll see y'all next time.
And I will leave you with this before she cuts this off. Again, because nothing is good or bad. But everybody talks about their strengths and what their strengths are that help them to succeed. But nobody talks about their perceived weaknesses. How have you made your weaknesses work for you and succeed in 2021?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. On that note, good night.
Bye.
See you next time.